Hi everyone. So we are going to discuss one of the most common questions that we get from candidates in regards to the written exam is that how long do we need to prepare for this exam, or what is the preparation time for the written exam? Now, please remember that there are certain things that you need to remember in regards to your preparation journey for the written exam and how much time that needs to be spent in order to prepare well for the exam. Okay. Now, one thing that I would like to tell you is that you should get your preparation started as soon as possible. All right. The day that you have decided that you would like to go for the ADC exam, that's the day when your preparation should start. All right. The best day that you should have started your preparation is yesterday, and the next best day is today. All right. Because you need to understand, because if you have made up your mind that, okay, my goal is to clear the ADC exam, then even if you are wasting a single minute or wasting a single hour or wasting even a day, that's going to cause you harm unnecessarily. Because if you have made up your mind that yes, ADC exams is something that I'm going to do, and I'm going to clear the ADC exams and move to Australia to practice as a dentist in Australia. So if you have made that goal, please remember that you need to be serious about the preparation as well. All right? Because that's what will help you accomplish your goal. You can't just make up your mind that I want to do ADC and then you spend months and months wasting without doing anything, without preparing yourself, without getting yourself involved in the ADC journey. Okay. Now, the other thing is that sometimes candidates ask me, what is the average time? Now, please remember the average time will be very different for every single candidate. It's not going to be the same for everyone. Okay. Generally speaking, yes, 5 to 6 months of preparation time at least. But yeah, the more the better. All right. Because when you have more time, you can prepare yourself more comfortably. And the reason why I said that it's a general time frame because it's going to be different for every single candidate who's going for the ADC written exam. They might have personal circumstances, they will be working, they will have children to look after. So it's difficult for everyone to dedicate or put in the same number of hours when they're preparing for this exam, because if someone is working, they have other commitments, family commitments, social commitments, personal commitments, children to look after. They might not be able to dedicate that much time compared to someone who does not have any of these commitments or who have limited commitments. So that's why it's going to be different. So that's the most important thing that you need to remember, to start your preparation as soon as possible and then go along with the preparation. See how much of time that you can dedicate each day, making sure that you dedicate as much time as possible, whether it's 1 hour when you start with, increasing the time to 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. As you get closer to the exam, dedicating most of your time towards the preparation if required and if possible, also taking some time off work as you get closer to the exam. So that's why these strategies will be different for every single candidate who goes for the exam, right? Because it's not like a university exam. It's not like a degree exam that all the students in the same class are going to attend classes, prepare for it, and then sit the exam. That's not how it works. With ADC, everyone is different. We have candidates all across the world. From 27 countries, we have candidates who are preparing for the written exam. They have different time zone, they have different commitments, they are different age groups. So it's all going to be different. So you should be clever enough, because you're a dentist. You know, you have set this goal for yourself that I need to clear the AD written exam, and you need to work out on daily basis. How can I dedicate time, take out time to prepare for this exam? Okay. The other thing is that sometimes candidates ask me, I'm waiting for the initial assessment or have not submitted the initial assessment, which is the first step for before you are applicable to sit the written exam. That's perfectly okay. You don't need to waste time doing the initial assessment or wait for the outcome of the initial assessment, because the initial assessment is going to be done. It's never rejected. If ADC requires further documents from you, they will ask you for that. So the initial assessment is going to get done. You need to make sure to start your preparation along with the initial assessment so that you carry both things side by side. Don't waste time with the initial assessment. Don't waste time with the outcome of the initial assessment, because, like I said, that's going to be done. And once you start the initial assessment, that's the day when you also start your preparation for the exam. All right. Now, the other thing with this exam that you need to also remember is that it's not a memorization that you need to do. All right. It's more about understanding the concepts. Of course, certain things require memorization, like, for example, the name of the drugs, the drug dosages, and things like that. But the most part of the exam, it's not about memorizing word by word. It's understanding how things work, especially how things work in Australia in regards to different treatment protocols, management protocols. All right. And the most important thing is that because there is going to be a lot of things that you need to cover, read for this exam, don't take it as a burden. Develop interest and enjoy it. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the preparation. Of course, humanly, certain days it will be hard for you to, take interest or have the energy to prepare. That's fine. 1 days, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks does not make a difference. All right. At the end of the day, you need to make sure that those days that you have not been able to study, you compensate for that. You make sure that you dedicate more time the other days when you have more energy. So that's how you have to cleverly work your journey and work your preparation towards the goal that you have set yourself. All right. One important thing that I want to mention here as well is that please do not listen to any candidate. All right. By listen, I mean, of course, you can take hints from other candidates, those who are in the preparation or who have already cleared the written exam, but don't take their words or their sentences to the heart and just blindly follow it. Why I'm saying this? Because you will encounter candidates who will tell you that, I studied for 10 hours and I still failed the exam. And then you will see certain candidates who will tell you that I studied for 1 to 2 hours and I passed the exam. So you will always get to listen different point of views from different people. Of course, listen to them, but that does not mean that if you study for 10 hours, you'll fail the exam. No, he failed the exam or she failed the exam. You will pass it, hopefully. And for someone who studied less hours, let's say 1 to 2 hours, and passed the exam, that does not mean that you also study just for 1 to 2 hours and you'll be able to pass the exam. So always make sure that listen to them, listen to the inputs, engage yourself. That's fine. But don't take this as blindly. Make sure that you work your way out towards the journey, towards the preparation. All right. And this thing that also that I would like to include here is that the dependency that candidates have on the mentors, right? Please remember that it's your journey. You need to work your way out. Of course, we do run courses for the written exam. We provide everything to the candidates, all the files, mocks, content, past question revision, live mock discussion, article, notes. We have tons of material that we run and provide the candidates in the Academy's written exam course that I personally run. But it's how you take the course as well. If you purchase the course, get enrolled in the course, and you're not even studying, that's going to cause you a lot of harm, right? So we get to listen to this quite often. That's why I wanted to include this point is candidates who fail the exam and they come back to me and they tell me, I wish I dedicated more time. I wish I had put more time and covered the content of the course that you run. Because like I said, we have everything that can help you clear the ADC written exam quite easily. But if you are not putting in time, you're not putting in efforts, it's not going to change, right? So although you might have the best materials in the world, we'll provide you with everything, all the questions even solved with references. But if you're not sitting down, dedicating time, what difference is it going to make, right? So you need to make sure that if you're in the course with us or if you're in the course with anyone else, dedicate time, put in efforts, because that's how it will change, right? We have spent hours and hours uh, formulating this course portal, making your journey easier. But if you're not serious about it, if you're not going through the content, if you're not putting in time, you're not covering all the materials that we have provided, again, it's not going to make a difference, right? So dedicating time, putting in efforts, being serious about the preparation is so much more important um, compared to listening to other candidates or what courses to take, how do I prepare? No, like I said, we run courses to help you prepare with every aspect of the ADC written exam. And also, please make sure that you download the ADC written exam handbook that they have on the ADC website. Give it a read, understand the exam first, understand how the exam is going to be, understand the format of the exam. Because these things help you develop interest, know the exam, know the structure, know the types of questions that the ADC is going to ask you, right? So making sure that you start your preparation as soon as possible, dedicate as much time practically possible day to day basis. Like I said, certain days you might not be interested in studying, certain days you might not have energy to study. That's perfectly okay. It doesn't make a difference. 1, 2 days, 1 week, 2 week does not make much of a difference towards the amount of time, the amount of weeks and months you're actually putting in towards the preparation, right? I'll also share you one small thing that I remembered just now because I cleared the ADC written exam with 4 A grades, right? I used to remember that back then because I was also working and studying simultaneously. So I was not having the opportunity to take my laptop to work, right? Because we had a very busy practice. We couldn't, open the laptop and study there. So what I used to do is that when I used to read something and then there was certain content left behind, I used to take pictures with my mobile of that remaining content. And then at work, when I had time or breaks between patients or my lunchtime, I used to open my mobile and study it. So that was the craze that I had for the ADC journey and the accomplishment and to clear the ADC written and the practical exam. So this is just one thing that I just remember that I used to take pictures on daily basis so that I don't waste time towards the preparation because I will have certain breaks during work time. I'll have certain time between the patients. So why not utilize it and study it? So I, instead of taking my laptop because it was a hassle, I used to take pictures from mobile and used to open it and read it during my a break time. All right. And never had any study partner, never enrolled in any course, just made sure, put in efforts, went through all the entire textbooks, summarized it, and made life much easier for all of you who are in the course so that life can be easier. We have eliminated that aspect of reading the textbooks because we have everything provided to you in a summary format in the form of notes so that it's easier for you to prepare rather than going through textbooks and all that, right? And the other thing is that you see, when you are preparing for this exam, all the efforts that you put in, it helps you be calm and confident. Of course, it doesn't guarantee success on the day of the exam, but it keeps you assured that you did your best rather than having a regret later on that I wish I could have studied more. When you dedicate time, prepare yourself comfortably, it gives you that level of assurance, it gives you that level of confidence, which helps you do well on the day of the exam itself. And the other thing is that we have certain other videos regarding common mistakes that the candidates make during the ADC exam, common preparation mistakes. Make sure that you watch them along with this video because that's going to help you a lot. Everything that we have in the form of video is basically to help you uh, avoid those mistakes, errors, loopholes that you can prevent easily when you're preparing for this journey. Thank you.